So the trimmings are being removed from the playing surface, and Aaron Raper, he's certainly been in the news, hasn't he? And Ben Eichen with the number 1 on his back. Superb effort by Dimmick last weekend. If he and Jason Smith and Dean Pay, if they put it together with Raper, North Sydney are in for one hell of a match. They are running from left to right. Kelvin Jeffs is the referee. And here is a big run back by McCracken. The crowd roared as McCracken brought it back like the McCracken of old. Now Dimmick. Put away. 3-man North Sydney defence. 22 away from the Parramatta line. Dean Payne goes up. Meets the reception committee. Put down on the 30-metre line. Second play. First set of 6 of the game. And Tukey swallowed by North Sydney. Put away by Larson. Larson said, welcome to the big league. The kick on the early tackle clears for Parramatta. A monster of a kick. And Ben Eichen is tackled down inside his own 20-metre line. Tremendous kick by Parramatta. Great chase. Now Dallas playing number 100 tonight.
And the first penalty of the game will go against Parramatta. A swinging arm. Carl Lovell, the man who will be spoken to, a little bit over-enthusiastic. Brett Dallas gets out of dummy half. And the number 5 hangs the arm out.
Sure whose arm it was at first, all right? Also, too, what I want you to do is get your hands out of the person's face, all right? Get it out.
So the penalty goes to North Sydney. And then a bit of over-enthusiasm has given the penalty to the Bears. They've provided some great clashes here. 11 times they've played here at this stadium, and North Sydney have won the better of that, 6-5. Soden is the first dummy half, used by Peter Louis. Somewhat of a native from Parramatta is Peter Louis. So he'll pretty much know what Parramatta's all about. Florimo, or Muir it was, on the 30-metre line. Larson looking to unload, putting a little step into his work, and then a dummy. And he's put away on the 20-metre line. 15 in from touch on the far side of the ground. They switch the play. The bounce was bad for Taylor, but it's gone back for Florimo. Florimo up to the 20 and put away. Centre of the ground. Tackle number 5. The Bears go on the attack. A neat little kick by Eichen, but it's got too much work. He couldn't have kicked it much softer. Shafovsky brings it back to the 20-metre line.
And an early problem for North Sydney. Greg Florimo limping. Was hurt in that last couple of plays. As Parramatta try and take the tough metres from the restart. Here's Tukey getting another touch. Florimo takes him front on.
So does Fairley. Larson puts a flop on, the third of the North Sydney players to get involved in the tackle. And this is Dean Pay, again met by a willing North Sydney defence. They're hitting in numbers. Trindle was one of them, Butner was another. Smith is the runner. And he's tackled on the halfway line. The ball comes out the back. And Jeff says play on. Shivovsky gets it 42 metres away from the North Sydney line. Rape at a dummy half. The play will go to the right.
And one Parramatta player still on his back as the Eels go wide.
Dimmick, Jinky, McCracken, 39 metres out from the North Sydney line. Not happy with the tackle of Soden. Back to the centre of the ground. Simon goes high. Eichen, no pressure. And put away by Jason Bell in number 6.
Yeah, great take by Ben Eichen, but an awful start for Parramatta with Jason Smith leaving the field. He doesn't want to go. In fact, he's shrugging off the trainers, as you could see. Strong tackle on Billy Moore on the far side of the field. But the trainers seem pretty adamant they want to get the second row off. He doesn't know where he is.
Well, that is a body blow and a half to Parramatta. There is no better utility player in the game today. And without him, North Sydney's odds in this match must shorten dramatically.
Dallas Weston, the player on, last tackle now for the Bears. Nearly knocked on Mark Soden, came off the foot.
Jeff's got the call. He put it down on the boot. Shivovsky's back on his 10. Butner's there with Florimo. They put him away. Smith back. That's Michael Johnston, the club doctor, with him. Lovell just outside the Parramatta 20-metre line. Now Weston looking for the ball, but Stuart Kelly takes it away. 28 metres out from his line, keeping it safe. Now Weston gets a chance. Gets a touch of it. Unloads. Simon away. Dimmick is with it. 35 out from his line. He's done better than that. He's 47 metres out. Got a pass up from McCracken on the inside. McCracken is tackled 42 metres out from the North Sydney line. Parramatta keeping the pot boiling now. Dimmick back on the inside. That is Barnes, the number 3. He's put down 33 out from the North Sydney line. No score, but Parramatta's lost Jason Smith at the moment. Simon puts a high kick across, looking for Lovell. Underneath it is Dallas, and Dallas is tackled and put into touch. That will give Parramatta a great chance. 15 out from the line.
Yeah, very good play. Very neatly positioned bomb. Absolutely perfect. Tough choice to make for Dallas as he try and grab the ball and sprint away and risk being pushed over the sideline. Really, he had no chance of staying in. Great work from Lovell. He made a real correct decision there, and one that's given his team a golden opportunity to post first points.
Well, we've got a blood bin here. Jason Taylor leaving the field. David Penner has come to the sideline for Parramatta. He looks like he's about to be injected into the fray. So plenty happening here. Smith's gone. Florimo's limping around at times.
I'm just looking down at the Parramatta bench. That is Reba coming on for North Sydney. Dr. Michael Johnson is still with Jason Smith. We'll get a report from Steve in a moment. Simon to the right, Bell to the inside, Kelly up the middle. And Kelly will play the ball. 18 metres away from the North Sydney line. Dimmick, Jinx on the right, goes back on the left. Picks up Dean Pay, the captain. Tukey up the centre. And the big kid is put down about a metre away from the line. Parramatta now with a chance. Away it goes from Moran. On through Dimmick. And away for Simon. Simon back for Bell. Bell to the ground for McCracken. He will play the ball. 15 away from the North Sydney line. Simon pushing it away. Dimmick. He takes on a new mantle now. There is no Jason Smith. The job is with you, Jim. He will play the ball back to Moran. Or Moran. Take your pick. Pay. Straight up the middle goes the big fella. Pull down a metre out. Tackle 5 from the dummy half area. Away for Simon. Puts a kick in. But North Sydney cleaned it up. It'll be a line drop out. Parramatta will get it back.
Great stuff from both teams. Good defence from North Sydney. Sears taking no chances here. He pushed the ball over the dead ball line. Johnny Simon going to the line. And we've already seen Tukey go close. Pay go close. Sustaining the pressure of the Eels, and they'll get the ball from the restart.
Aaron Raper is off at the moment as well. Steve, if you can get a report together for us on Raper and Smith, we'll come to you as soon as you've got some news. Look at Big McCracken. Back to the 30 and forced back by the Bears. Hitting hard. Mind you, they've had to do plenty of defending North Sydney in the opening exchanges. Dimmick is just inside the 30-metre line. Wally Lewis is with us tonight as Channel 9 continues their exclusive coverage of the finals. Pay trying to unload a ball that was almost impossible. And it's knocked on. He's ruled against Parramatta. And it'll be loose head and feed for North Sydney. The scrum will pack about 23 metres away from the North Sydney line. And there he was, the captain, feeling that Parramatta had a chance.
I didn't think it was a knock-on, Ray. He's throwing it back. The ball went back, came back into his hands. But this start reminiscent of the only game these two sides played this season. Parramatta won at 25-12 at this ground at night. And they played almost the perfect first 40 minutes of football. The contest was just about over at the break. So far, they've been able to convert all this pressure into points.
Right now, we're looking at a very compressed North Sydney in attack. They're standing shoulder to shoulder. Trindle. There's Raper being worked on. Steve, what's the news on Raper and Smith more particularly?
Yeah, it's a hamstring problem for Aaron Raper at the moment. Smith just trying to clear his head. He was backslammed, hit his head on the ground. It was a good tackle from Florimo. He'll be back.
Penalty goes to the Bears. It's happening right across the park. And this is the cause of the penalty. Dean Pay attacking the head of Gary Larson. Now John Simon's got a problem. So it has been nothing other than a dreadful start for Parramatta injury-wise. Still, they've had the better of the territory. Trindle launches an attack and a penalty. Goes to North Sydney. Parramatta inside the 10. And Taylor obviously will take a shot. Is he back from the bin? No, he's not.
No, he's not. So this is going to make the decision a little bit tougher. In fact, all the North Sydney players are looking to the sideline. Eichen is going to step forward, and he's the man that is taking the responsibility of trying to post the first points.
Very interesting. Once the decision was made, the penalty, all of the North Sydney players just pointed to the goalposts, and as you mentioned, they turned around and said, well, where's the big fella? Jason hasn't come back yet.
That's right.
Have we told the
where is
referee?
God?
Gee, that's a rap. I've never heard him called the big fella before, Jason Taylor.
We all know what he meant, though. Yeah. Where is the pontiff? And the pontiff wasn't to be found. But here is one of the young gladiators of the game. 20 metres out. He's 12 metres in from touch, Benny Eichen. First points of the match. He's got them. And North Sydney lead Parramatta 2 points to 0. 10 minutes gone. Parramatta with the restart. Off the boot of Shavovsky. Down to the North Sydney line for Fairley to come back. Just inside the 20. Second tackle on this set of 6 for North Sydney. They lead 2-0 as we welcome our network back, the Nine Network, joining us around Australia. This match coming to you live from Parramatta Stadium. Second day of the first weekend of playoffs. Muir not happy with the tackle. Ask the touch judge, when did he last go to the eye specialist? And then they roll it across the touchline. There'll be a scrum to restart about 15 out from the Parramatta line.
A lovely kick there from Ben Eichen. And Clinton Shavovsky here, he showed a little bit of concern at the end of this. He wasn't quite sure whether the North Sydney fullback had kicked from inside his own 40. Fortunately for the Eels, that wasn't the case, so they will get the restart and the scrum feed. And Jason Taylor, you don't see him spend much time off the field. In fact, today is his 121st consecutive match in first grade for North Sydney.
You're not tight enough.
And he does hold the record for the most amount of consecutive games in the history of rugby league.
Come on, Adam, turn it around.
David Penner working the scrum for Parramatta. That looks like it is Barnes. It was. And this is Shavovsky. Big night for young Shavovsky, for Tukey, and a couple of other Parramatta players out there. They've got a lot of reps through the year, but there's nothing that rivals semi-final football. I suppose in one way they're a little bit lucky that it's not a sudden death semi-final. Demick, as young as he is, he's a veteran in this team now. 33 metres out from his own line for Simon. And John with a big kick. It's going out on the full. Oh, that's a great field position for the Bears. They already lead 2-0. Turnover. 35 away from the Parramatta line. There's the kick. It only missed by about 18 inches in the old money. Larson, he will play the ball. 30 out from the Parramatta line. Trindle, one of the unsung heroes of North Sydney. Very seldom gets a rap. Muir, that ball has been taken to ground in a high tackle.
Yeah, Dean Pay. He set himself. A lot of reaction from players. And the co-captain for the Eels will be spoken to here. It's obviously going to be at least a penalty and will go on report.
I keep telling you to get back on the side. Have a look at me when I'm talking to you, boys, okay? We don't have to, all right? You're offside for a start. What I want you to do too also is get your tackles down, all right? It's come up around his neck. I'm not going to put it on report. I'm going to get you to get your tackles down, all right?
Well, I apologise to Dean Pay for the fact that I said it would go on report. That's not the case. You heard the referee say that he wasn't going to take that action. The Bears are about to double their lead. And Ben Eichen not needed on this occasion.
Probably got to give a little bit of a rap there to Adam Muir as well. He certainly got straight to his feet, didn't try and milk anything. He's been one of the war horses for the Bears this year. He obviously doesn't want to spend too much extra time on the carpet. But here's the Prince of the Boot back on the field at the moment. I know he's looking a little bit worse off. But Look to have some pretty sure money on this one sailing between the flags.
I find it unbelievable that he didn't put it on the report though. Got him straight across the Adams apple. Taylor from in front, you don't even have to look. Close your eyes. If it's a Parramatta fan, close both eyes. It's 4-0. He doesn't miss him, does he? John Simon for the restart. 2 penalties. 4-0. Mark Soden. And for our network viewers on the Commonwealth Games Network 9, you're back with us on the 3rd play as North Sydney bring it away from the restart. 2 penalty goals, 1 for Aiken, 1 for Taylor, and they lead 4-0. The winner's going to play Brisbane next Sunday at ANZ. And of course, if it's North Sydney, they'll be going there on the trail of, I think, a 60-6 beating the last time they were there. Shivovsky.
Well, Steve Roach down at Bruce Stadium last night. Canberra won the game through some very physical defence. Would you agree we're seeing similar stuff from North Sydney, albeit in the first 15 minutes of this game?
Yeah, it's the speed of their line, Peter, that's really impressed me. They're getting off up that 10-metre line, but I've got to say that Parramatta are handing North Sydney on a platter at the moment, giving away silly penalties, just a little bit over-aggressive in defence, and if they keep doing that, the North Sydney side can score plenty of points.
So the roar from the crowd tells the story. It's a Parramatta penalty. Nathan Kalis is getting ready to come on for Parramatta as they go through the penalty and through the tap. Jason Smith back with us. Now Dimmick. 20 metres away from the Bears line. The Bears lead by 4. This is Kalis. He's wearing 19. We were told 18, but he's in 19. Raper, Simon, Jason Smith. Oh, intercepted by Dallas. I don't think they'll catch him. He's so fast, and they've got him. Shivovsky. Oh, that's miraculous stuff.
No, it wasn't, Ray. You said he was away.
Butner. Taylor, thanks Sterlo for your support. Jock Sterling. Sears, an arc-like run ending 28 away from the Parramatta line. Then from Dallas. Through to Aiken. On now for Trindle. Trindle across the chest, said Jeffs. They're really keeping this referee bobbing tonight. Taylor lets a forward run. Quick hands, Billy Moore. And now it's Nigel Roy. 18 away from the Parramatta line. Well, I've got to say, 12 months ago they wouldn't have caught Brett Dallas. The kick is high from Aiken. Shivovsky goes up. North Sydney! North Sydney! Pulled down as Aiken. The ball is away. Butner dives in. Butner! Referee Kelvin Jeffs is calling for the video. This will be a try-scoring record for North Sydney if Butner is given the try.
Well, let's have a look.
And that's what Kelvin Jeffs is very concerned about. It is when Aiken releases this football after this tackle, he is of the opinion, or thinks anyway, I should say, that the ball travels forward off the hand of Aiken. What do you think, Wally?
Gee, you've got to take the tape measure out there, but I even thought that there was a little bit of a dodgy bit with Billy Moore there, whether he made a clean pickup before he propelled the ball backwards between the legs. I think you're going to have to pull the set squares out on this one to judge where it. This may give us a little bit on that shot there. It probably indicates that the ball does go backwards. I don't think that's a real fair assessment from that angle. Gee, I don't think I'd like to be the bloke in the box at the moment. You'd give it back to the referee and put some pressure on him.
He's given a try. The green light is there. Michael Butner has broken the North Sydney try-scoring record, set by Seth Blinkhorn in 1922. Equal by Peter O'Brien in 52.
Well, it looked as though it was going to come earlier, the try. Brett Dallas was away until Ravi stopped him in his tracks. Great chase from Shafosky. And you've got to say that if the pass had got outside Brett Dallas, it was going to be a Parramatta try at the other end of the field. This kick was a screamer. Made it very difficult. No problem with that contest. I think that ball went back from Ben Ikin. And I'm sure that Billy Moore picked it up. Took him a little while, came off the boot twice. And Butner is the recipient of the flick pass to score out wide.
So North Sydney lead by 8 points now. Look at those eyes of Taylor.
So the panda.
Did that come out of this match?
No, he went into the game.
Okay. I saw him go to the blood bin. I thought, my God. He must have worn one right across the nose. Here he is from 5 in. 20 metres out. Look at it. The flags are up. Oh, the punter. He's put another one away. 10-0. Steve Roach.
Well, these sort of decisions can cost you semi-finals. In my opinion, I think that Ben Ikin has thrown this football forward. I'd have to agree with whoever set it up there in the box. I didn't quite catch it. That ball has gone forward. And I'll tell you what, you'd be absolutely filthy if you were Parramatta.
Well, it was me that thought it went forward, Steve. I'm not backing away from that.
I'm with you.
Wally Lewis got it right. He reckons you had to get the set squares out. And I think the video referee has given the benefit of the doubt to the attacking side. And I've got no problem with that. Let's hope that it remains that way, though, consistently. Larson. Gee, tell you what. It might have been a good start for Parramatta, injury-wise. Now it's looking bleak on the scoreboard as well. But there's been action aplenty. Soden's kick. Down to the corner. And Clinton Shavovsky watches it go. Tomorrow we'll go to Melbourne and bring you the pictures of Melbourne and Sydney City. 4 o'clock, you'll see that in Sydney. Check your local guides across Australia.
And I was just looking at the stats right after a quarter of this game as Jared McCracken gets a rest alongside David Penner. Only 2 errors. They both come from Parramatta at the moment. North Sydney have yet to make a mistake handling the football, and that's what wins finals matches. Strong defence and good ball control, and the visitors are coming up with that at the moment. Parramatta now looking to strike back. Dallas Weston thumped to the ground, 25 out centre field.
Gimmick. Peter was talking about that's what wins football matches. At precisely the time they put up a graphic that said Morrison is on and Trindle is off. And you could have been forgiven for thinking that he was talking about depth off the bench. North Sydney have got plenty of that. Morrison, Lation, Reba, Petherbridge. We've got miles of it. Thousands of them, as the fat man would say. Now from Smith back. Oh, he's had an air swing. Simon. Still, he was able to recuperate and put a kick on it. It looks too big. It's out on the full again off Johnny Simon's boot. Oh, not a happy night.
Well, it's the second time we've seen the ball go out on the full. He was under plenty of pressure that time, but North Sydney now with Gary Larson. They have got plenty of momentum, and this will be a penalty going their way to make it 12-0.
Well, there's another 2 points given away because Taylor will come up. He will be 21 metres out and 22 metres in from touch.
I don't think there was too many people who begrudged that penalty was there. Boy, that's right on the line. The local crowd not enjoying it too much, but the proof was there. There's 2 men in the tackle. Smith was the guy that came in to rip the ball out, and he's probably got to show a little bit more discipline, I think. I think he's probably still snoring a little bit of the very heavy knock he copped, but he's got to remember that he's one of the more experienced players in the team, Pete, and he's got to lead from the front.
Well, what he's got to remember is that this bloke is in the opposition side. If you give away a penalty anywhere within 40, this bloke is going to make you pay on the scoreboard, and that's exactly what's going to happen. That's a silly play. You just can't do it in the modern game and get away with it. You might get 1 out of 10. The other 9 are the ones that are going to hurt you.
Taylor's got 2 in his bag already. Hits it. Oh, it's there. So North Sydney extending their lead. 12-0 after 22. Simons put it out on the full twice. Didn't help. We're just going into the second play. Welcome back to our Channel 9 audience as Larson takes a buffeting before offloading for David Fairley. Sternum problem for Jason Smith, and we're told that Michael Johnston has said no more for you. Reba. Carriage. Matt Sears with number 3 on his back these days. He would be relieved that he doesn't have to stand the pressure of fullback that he tried to endure.
It's just been a straight swap, hasn't it, Ray? Eichen back to fullback and Sears into the centre position, and it's been a masterstroke from Peter Louis. We've seen both of the young players play their best football in the latter half of the season. Obviously relish the change as Dallas Weston tackled 45 out.
Now it's with Kalis. Halfway line, Raper back to the left. Putting a kick down the ground, but it's straight down the throat of Ben Eichen. 25 away from his own line. Billy Moore. Put down by Dimmick in the bay. Larson. Just wondering what sort of an effect it'll have on Parramatta to know that Jason Smith is gone. Gone for the night. Reba.
Willie Lachon in 15 replaces David Fairley. As Eichen again, a lot of the kicking duties in general play forces Szywoski to go back 10 out from his own line, and he slips.
Morrison snatching at the head. Tukey goes back on.
And Ray, Steve Roach mentioned the silly penalties that Parramatta were giving away, and it looked as though he might have lost that footy, yeah. 5-1 the penalty count at the moment.
Jason Bell, 40-metre line. Now we're told that Jason Smith will come back on. Apparently they've put a sternum guard on him and he'll come back on. Reba.
Well, Aaron Raper trying to get out of dummy half, lost the football. That's the 0 tackle for North Sydney. Here's Lachon's first touch.
Centre ground, exactly. Nigel Roy. Down by John Simon, making sure that he didn't lift him beyond the horizontal. Sears. Eichen's the dummy half. Taylor. Florimo goes back in, picks up a forward runner up the middle. Lachon. Ball comes away. Florimo. Morrison. 6 more tackles. Morrison able to offload. It's with Adam Muir. Weston takes him, but he gets it away. Buechner tackled 12 metres or 20 metres away from the Parramatta line. Reba. Put down is Lachon. Taylor. Florimo. It was a tackle that had to count from Bell. Eichen. McCracken makes the tackle.
1 point's going to be pretty handy too.
Reba again. Taylor puts a little kick in behind and works for carriage, but it'll be a line drop out to restart.
Very well executed kick, but it's probably something that's going to creep into North Sydney's minds over the next couple of minutes. The field goal, the 1 pointer, will stretch it past a couple of converted tries, but gee, they come out with a couple of big tackles in that set of 6, and they really needed to, Sterlo, because they were in big strife.
Yeah, I think that North Sydney can smell another try. I agree with you. I think a field goal will become an option for them, but maybe as late as the last 5 minutes of this first half. I think that they believe that they can put 4 and 6 on.
So Jason Smith has gone back on for the second time tonight. as Muir carries the pigskin back. 25 metres away from the Parramatta line with Larson. Offload. They're not shutting down the ball. Reba is 10 away. Florimo. Taylor. Morrison inside. Morrison! A metre away. Aiken. Left. Florimo. And he found the knock on there. Jeffs and Parramatta breathes easy.
Well, the Parramatta fans thought there was a knock on in the previous play, the ball. A try-saving tackle from Shafosky. At the moment, the Eels are just hanging on. No, I think that one was okay from Florimo, so it was play on. I'm assuming that the offence comes from this play, the ball involving Glenn Morrison there. Yeah, he lost the footy.
So 12-0 in favour of North Sydney. 1 try and 4 goals. Buettner got the try. Taylor has kicked 3. And Aiken kicked 1 while Taylor was in the blood bin. Down the right, Bayless. A narrow short side on the Cronin side of the ground. Dimick over. Penner goes for the accelerator. Bell bounces away. Then gets away from a tackle. Pulled down by Buettner. Smith waiting on the 40-metre line. North Sydney's end. Penner. The kick. Straight down to Aiken. Not with a lot of placement about it.
Well, that first kick from John Simon to start the game must seem a long time ago from the Parramatta team. Since then, we've seen 2 go out on the full, and the last 2 kicks from the Eels go straight to the fullback.
Nigel Roy. A couple had a snatch at him, but they both missed him. And the Bears come away past the 40-metre line with Sears. Playback for Reba. To the left for Taylor. Taylor to the boot.
Outside.
And a big right-footed kick has got Shivovsky moving back urgently with Carriage, and Carriage will bring it off his own line. Straight down the touchline for a few paces before coming in. Tackled on the 10-metre line in from touch, and a penalty goes to Parramatta. Nine and a quarter minutes of the first half remaining. A first half that has been dominated by North Sydney. Larson arrest. Dominated by North Sydney, aided and abetted by a Parramatta team that has been stricken with injuries. Shivovsky saved a certain try when he pulled down Brett Dallas, who was in the clear. Tukey crossing into enemy territory. 41 metres off the North Sydney line. Can Parramatta get some points before the break? Here's Jason Bell. He went to North Sydney after playing with Parramatta. Now Penner keeps it alive. Pay does the same. Muir intercepts for the Bears. Buettner is there with the ball now. Buettner's over the 40-metre line, heading to the halfway line. Puts the kick on the right foot. Now there's a race on. Shivovsky and Dallas. Dallas and Shivovsky. Or is it Kelly? It's Kelly.
Well, exciting play from both sides. Michael Buettner, he saw Brett Dallas. Oh, there's another mistake. Jason Smith has knocked on. Just when it looked as though all the pressure had been relieved by a tremendous clean-up from Stuart Kelly. He did well to foot it with Brett Dallas, and also just look at the way he gets his body position exactly right here. Comes across in front, slides in between the ball and Dallas. Unfortunately for the Eels, Jason Smith in the next play sees the ball pop loose with the attention of Trindle.
By Jove, they've put some pressure on themselves. Florimo drifting across the ground at 45 degrees. Tackle 10 metres out from the line. Matt Sears stops and props. Turns it back to Taylor. Long pass for Billy Moore. 8 metres off the Parramatta line. Roy himself. Close to the touchline. Close to the try line. Hesitating with the play the ball. Morrison. He's lost it again, Morrison. Second time in a row, Morrison has lost the ball. He really has helped Parramatta in the last 5 minutes. Well, it's got some help, hasn't it?
Yeah, Jared McCracken's hand was in there. And that call against North Sydney has been compounded by this penalty.
You blocked on him. You blocked on him, all right?
Well,
cut it out.
Parramatta's got the penalty, but Wally, I don't think there's any doubt, the ball was stripped from Morrison in a two-man tackle.
A little bit unlucky. You can imagine that if that penalty had have gone, there wouldn't have been too many people, I don't think, prepared to back Parramatta. 14 points behind at that stage. And I think what they've got to try and do is play safety football here. Simply take the work up the middle and kick to the corners. They've got to try and dictate terms to their opponents, letting them play the game too fast.
Not again. Penalty to Parramatta. He's ruled this time that it has been raked out. There's two in the tackle. And, well, looking at it, I thought that time maybe Parramatta coughed it up without any help. So Kelvin Jeffs has really got a problem out there at the moment. Bell, a good run from dummy half. He's 39 metres away from the North Sydney line. We are 5.5 minutes away from the half-time break. Carroll, poor ball security. McCracken with the fend. And Nigel Roy takes him down with the help of Billy Moore. Moore through Penn with Bell. Now Smith. This is Kelly. Kelly went in backwards, came out frontwards. Tackled on the 20. 10 metres in from touch. Play on the Thornett side of the ground. Smith back for Kelly. Kelly puts a grubber in. And Brett Dallas turned and cleaned it up inside the 5. Minute mark. Play by Fair. Roy. 5 metres inside the 20. And Sears on dummy half work. Trindle, Florimo off.
And on the subject of dummy half work, Ray, haven't North Sydney been outstanding in that department? Again, going back to the Canberra game last night, the likes of Prittis and Wolford, so very strong there. North Sydney, they've matched in this game as the kick from Ben Ikin goes straight to his opposite number. And wouldn't the Eels, with under 5 to go, love to get on the board and just get something going for the second half that they can work on.
Barnes fending off a couple before being put down by Fairley. Now Bell. There's an offload. Good work, Penner. They know each other's play so well. Penner and Bell have been together since kids. McCracken pummeled away by Petherbridge, who's on. Play. Moran. McCracken. Smith. My goodness. It's a game performance. McCracken! Jared McCracken with a bulldozing run. 10 metres out on 5. Simon. Now Bell. It's away for a try. Lovell's in the corner. He wants the video referee, but from where I was watching it, it looked okay.
And that's it.
This is the pass. And if you notice the ball, it was passed on the 10-metre line. It was taken 1 metre inside the line. But as Wally is pointing out, it may have floated forward rather than being passed forward. The law of momentum, which Stephen Clark had some problems with today at St George. The ball is measured in relation to the manner in which it's passed by the thrower.
Ref's call.
No, it's a scrum. Ref's call is gone against.
Well, there might be a bit of noise here.
It's gone back to the referee. He's ruled a forward pass. So the video referee, Doug Winton, has turned it back to Kelvin Jeffs, who has ruled a forward pass.
Well, I can't understand, Ray, that if it's the ref's call, if he thought it was a forward pass, why he went to the video referee.
I feel, Peter, that he was more inclined to be asking the video referee for judgment on another ruling, but I think he probably spoke to him in the meantime.
Well, video referee cannot rule on a forward pass in a call on a going to the replay. If he thought it was a forward pass, he should have called that straight away and not bothered to go to the referee, because he's already found an offence to stop the try.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Sterlo. Whatever happened after that pass, it didn't really matter.
I can't believe that call.
Well, there's obviously a fair bit of grey in everybody's minds as to what did transpire there. Whether the video referee detected a forward pass and advised the referee accordingly.
He can't do that, Ray.
That prompted his decision. I'm not sure.
He cannot do that, Ray. He cannot.
I understand they can't do it, but I'm wondering whether that did transpire. So, and the other bloke that has been left out of this totally is the touch judge on this sidewalk.
There was no call from him there at all, was there? He seemed to think everything was all right, standing in the right position after the ball was put down over the line.
So high drama here. Nothing going right for Parramatta, but it's been a controlled and comprehensive North Sydney side. Let's not lose sight of that. Parramatta's penalty, 25 metres almost away from their own line.
Let's pay credit to the set of 6 tackles that led up to that possible try as well. The Eels went about 75 metres downfield in what looked like the most exciting play of the game.
Well, here they come again. There's an overlap on the left. Compressed defence from North Sydney. It was begging for the big ball to this side of the ground. Simon, brute strength, keeping them alive. Bell, put away by Morrison. 45 seconds to the half-time break. Jason Smith puts a kick in. Dallas turns. He doesn't clean up. Parramatta's got it this time. Parramatta's got it this time. He's given the try. It is Clinton Szyvowski.
Hang on, Ray. I might have given you a dummy there. Is it Szyvowski?
Kelly.
Yes, sorry, mate. I thought it was. Let's have a look. The kick is a beauty because it doesn't allow Brett Dallas to get there on the full.
I'm sure I saw a knock on here, though. That's what worries me.
No,
there!
Yeah, you're right. It's number 4, Stuart Kelly.
So you wish he dived at the football and had been able to carry it back. Would have taken them to the half-time break.
Well, I thought he was awarding the try to Lovell, but he's awarded it to Kelly.
Yeah.
In what looked like a knock on. Here is Szyvowski. Is that Szyvowski?
That's him, number 1.
It's not Kelly.
No, he's looking to get the side to 6 behind.
Okay.
And we have got some sort of second half coming up here, that is for sure.
12-4. And Clinton Szyvowski is bringing it around and got it. He brought it around and got it. Right on the half-time hooter. Well, what a half of football. North Sydney going to the break, leading 12-6. I am still firmly of the belief that the pass from John Simon travelled forward. And I think the ruling on the Parramatta try in the final wash-up, the ruling was correct. The fact that he went to the video referee is incorrect to the best of our knowledge. Fairley is injured in the first tackle of the second half. The big Central Coast back rower is down.
Yeah, got some blood coming from the nose as well. It's another head clash. Don't think we're going to see the result as bad as we saw between Clyde and Nick Kosef. Plenty of blood coming out of the nose of David Fairley. He'll be off to the blood bin, you would imagine. And David Penner is the man who is involved as well.
A dime a dozen head clashes like that. Seen a few of those over the past 24 hours. Let's hope everything's okay with him.
Okay, well, the score is 12-6 North Sydney over Parramatta. We're in the early part, in fact, the first tackle of the second half. At the appropriate time, David Fairley has been taken from the field, and we are now on the third tackle with Adam Muir. Billy Moore hit by a missile tackle from Payne. 30 metres away from the Bears line. Larson. Parramatta lifting in defence. Tukey and McCracken. Now Aiken. Kick for Shavovsky. Put away on the 40-metre line. Lovell. I've just had an official of the NRL tell me that that is right. The video referee can't get involved in forward passes, which still leaves the question unanswered. Why did he go to it?
Well, yeah, what has actually transpired, it seems, Ray, is that when the video referee said, no, look, I'm out of it, it's been referred on to the touch judge, who I think has called the forward pass, and that's why Kelvin Jeffs has come up with that ruling. The touch judge, I think, has given the vital call.
This is Jason Bell, and still going. North's coming away with it. This is Ben Aiken.
Well, again, a lack of concentration there. Stuart Kelly caught the ball and threw it in the one motion straight into the arms of a North Sydney player.
Ooh, Larson driven down by Tukey. A running Trindle now, galloping up towards the halfway and beyond. Sodenon, Taylor through. Inside ball for Muir. Then Taylor, away from Smith. Now, it is with Aiken. 5 tackles gone for the Bears. They lead 12 points to 6. Taylor. Shavovsky. And the chase was very good. Florimo eventually putting him away. Kelly. Kelly! Kelly! With a big run! Full back to beat! Coming back into the defence! Well, he looked to me as I ran back into the defence. Now David Penner! David Penner! He's on his way! He's not tackled! He's over the line! He's under the uprights! David Penner has scored! Oh, scenes of great jubilation!
Well, it's a rejuvenated Parramatta. Whatever Brian Smith has said at half-time, it's had the desired effect. Stuart Kelly, great speed to get outside his man. He did come back towards where the defence was going to be. 3 converged, led by Benny Aiken. And then David Penner, with a lot of support on the outside, does what he does best. Slices through and scores a try. Matt Sears in pursuit. He was ankle-tapped by Nigel Roy. He wasn't held. He's got every right to put the ball over the line, which he does. We're going to be locked up with 37 minutes left in this game. Stuart Kelly's, he's had a marvellous season. He's actually Parramatta's leading try scorer with 11, and he played a major part in that one from David Penner. The fullback now, an opportunity to lock things up, and we believe that he will have few problems in doing exactly that.
Shavovsky from right in front. He gets another 2. I called him a bit early against St George last Sunday. That's why I hesitated. 12 all, Stephen.
Exactly what the North Sydney coach said at half-time. Peter Louis was worried that in the last 10 minutes of the first half, they actually lifted Parramatta and his team did not lift with them. That's how the second half has started too, with Penner scoring the try.
Quick play the ball, and then it was David Penner. Now, Steve, you haven't had a chance to complete your half-time report.
Now, I'll just do Parramatta. It was interesting at half-time, Brian Smith saying to Kelvin Jeffs, Kelvin, please run your own race. Those guys up in the video box have got absolutely no idea. He said his team were their own worst enemies in the first half, giving away silly penalties, play footy, shut down the man with a football. He said, we're starting to make yardage close to the ruck. Go with support. That close passing game should really help us. Let's lift another notch.
Talking of Brian Smith, I'm led to believe he went to the video referee's box. I can't tell you what he said because I wasn't there, but he wasn't a happy man. Now, 44 metres away from the North Sydney line, Parramatta are lifting, and Kelly's pass is knocked on. North Sydney knocked on as well. He'll play the first breach. It'll be a loose head and feed for the Bears.
Well, it'll be a turnover, Ray. It was on the last, and despite the fact there was a mistake at the end of it, it was good play from Parramatta. Just testing the opposition defence on the last tackle. They've got Kelly on the outside of his man. And that will just keep North Sydney thinking that maybe their opponents aren't going to kick the football on the last tackle on every occasion. Here they come through Muir.
Across the halfway goes Billy Moore. Tukey pulling off a tackle that hurt Moore. Lation. McCracken's off. Taylor. Very high from Taylor. This will take some control in. It's been able to bounce. The bat down is there for Parramatta and favourable. Lovell played it. Carriage brings it away. 12 metres now. Out from the Parramatta line. Smith turning it in for Simon. To the 30. Own end of the ground. 12 all. Second day of the finals. Eichenhoff. And about to come back on, I should say. Dimmick! 41 away from the North Sydney line. Weston is there. Tukey takes it up. Oh, another one of the Bears is down injured. Lation. Simon. High. A contest is coming. But Dallas. He didn't leave the ground, but he didn't take his eyes off it.
That's a super take from Brett Dallas. That was a difficult one. The ball was swirling. It was a torpedo which moves around even more in the air. As Ray pointed out, he never took his eye off the football, and that was the only way that he was going to make sure of catching it. North Sydney now just trying to steady the ship. Adam Muir threatening to offload, taken down 30 metres out.
Billy Moore again.
And a forward pass.
The pass has gone forward. He's going to put a scrum down. There were some anxious moments for Nathan Kalis. He thought the whistle was about his tackle on Billy Moore.
I thought the pass was actually okay.
There's the familiar chant. It hasn't been heard like that since '86.
I want all you blokes to walk back that way. Where you go? Walk back behind the line. Walk back. Come out here first. Use your eyes. Come open, all right? Just give me a look. No, give me a look at it. It's fine. Wipe your chin. Okay. He's all right. He's all right. Pack up.
Isn't that nice of the Parramatta forwards to be concerned about Willie Lation's cheek? Telling the ref, come on, stop. He's got a crook eye.
Get on with it. Drop it in.
They're not very happy in there. Bell. Lovell. Kelly. Lation out of the scrum quickly. Did well to get across there in defence. Simon. Dimmick. Now, Big Western. 22 metres from the line. Raper to the left. Back to the centre. Simon. Across for Smith. Short ball for Bell. 15 now. Smith. Flicking it back for Bell. Bell. Cut out pass for Lovell. And into touch. Oh, that was beautiful stuff by Jason Smith in particular.
And a bit of feeling starting to come into this game. A couple of marvellous tackles. The first one was from Greg Florimo and Jason Bell, and then they combined out wide one later. That was Florimo on the other 5'8". A little flick up here. Jason Bell sees Lovell in a bit of space, and Brett Dallas along with Michael Butner get the job done.
We've got to pay credit, I think, to the Eels, the way that they've approached this First 10 minutes of the second half, I think they've really lifted their aggression, which seems to be upsetting the Bears game a little bit, taking their minds off it. But, the boys up the front, they're the ones that are doing as well, led by Dean Pay.
Well, there's been a problem with Nathan Barnes, as you may have deduced. Steve, what is the problem?
Yeah, the Eels centre has a fractured ankle. They're taking him off to hospital. And also David Fairley has a badly smashed nose. They're going to see how tight it gets towards the end of the half to see if they're going to use him again.
The pendulum is swinging here, Steve.
It certainly is. What an aggressive defensive display this is from Parramatta. They're revved up.
Tell you what, it's getting very fiery out there. The natives are getting very, very restless. And North Sydney get a penalty.
Well, I can't understand this penalty either. He's got the Parramatta players for being inside the 10, yet Mark Soden motions to play the football on 3 occasions. There's two balks.
Okay, now listen.
Gee, it's a
Before he
valid
even started
argument.
the balk, you were in front of me, Blake's on the open. All right, and he wasn't allowed to play the ball. Yes, he did slightly. He did slightly, but it goes both ways. The onus is on the man that's marking to move away from the play the ball, all right?
All you've done is
You've been penalised. Away you go.
Mate.
You've got the answer. Stay back.
Well, I got to agree with the Parramatta boys there. I thought they were pretty harshly dealt with. Dummy play the ball, stung him a couple of times. He really couldn't be penalised for being inside until the ball was actually played.
Yeah, don't penalise him for offside. Penalise the marker if he's the one causing the problem.
Trindle now. 35 metres away from the Parramatta line. Muir. Parramatta tackling like North Sydney were in the first half. Plenty of numbers, a lot of enthusiasm. Larson. Second. Taylor. Moore. Sears. Picked up by Simon. Down to the ground. Heavily. Demick and Simon. And a mistake, went backwards. Roy. 20 metres out. Fifth tackle. Taylor. Banged down. And Parramatta bringing it out to the 20-metre line for the restart. Taylor still getting some attention. It was really swatted by one of the Parramatta players. Here's a break. Bill. 5 metres from the halfway. Parramatta looks like they're running downhill. Smith. 48 metres from the Bears line. Pay. Kalis. Nothing went right for them early. The Bears went to 12-0. Demick. Demick in space. Demick still going. The pass away for Penner. Now Moran. He'll score. Short of the line. Sorry for raising your hopes. Now Simon. Grubbing kick. And Buchner takes it over the dead ball.
Well, he got a lucky result there, Johnny Simon. He didn't kick it the way he wanted to. Jim Demick showing amazing skill and strength. And at the moment it is all one-way traffic. Well, they're nearly going over from dummy half, but they cleaned up well, Soden and Morrison. And one thing Parramatta have got to realise, they are up against a very tough and resilient football team in North Sydney. They will come back at them. They really need to get some points out of all this pressure.
My goodness, that was a good save on Moran. Soden and Morrison, mainly Soden. Taylor got a late shot on him down the other end of the park. He's off at the moment. Carey. 25 metres away from the Bears line. Action all over the park. And a knock on by Parramatta. Ball travelled forward.
Well, normally we see Jason Bell on the outside of Jason Smith. They swapped roles on this occasion.
So Parramatta will get the feed now. As you come back, Parramatta with the ascendancy. Penner pulled down. The scrum was contested. Norths won it. The halfback knocked on. They packed it again and Parramatta fed it. Now they're on the attack on the second tackle. Moran. 10 away. Centre of the ground. Simon. Kalis. Now they're 9 away. Moran. Left. Blindside. Smith. Reverse pass. Bell. Still a couple to go. Simon. Dimmock. Grabbing for the outside men. Turning the Bears around. And Parramatta will get it back again.
It wasn't a good set of 6 from Parramatta, and that's why I think Jimmy Dimmock decided that, okay, let's get possession back and start again. This is the knock-on from Mark Reba. Came off the boot of the lock forward. That made it difficult for him. He's propelled it forward, and Nigel Roy just having a quick look to make sure that he's got the chasers covered. Absorbing the pressure well, Parramatta applying it well.
Drop out. 45 metres and McCracken aims it back. And then Florimo, who's made some big hits tonight. He's really left his mark on a couple of Parramatta players. Zhivatsky, 30 metres away. Moran. Smith, working on the blind side incessantly. They're running off him. Smith again. Simon, on for Bell. Bell pushing it on, Weston. He loses it, makes the mistake that North wanted. A little look up at the Parramatta player, Carriage. He thought it was a cheap shot.
If North Sydney do get away with this match, they will look back on the last 10 minutes as the crucial part of the game. They've had no possession, made a lot of mistakes. Parramatta have thrown everything at them. But most importantly, they've been able to keep their line from being crossed. Unfortunately, they're going to have to come up with something special again in defence because Soden has knocked on.
Suddenly the fortunes...
Well, I tell you what, I reckon that's gone backwards. He was facing that way when he threw it. It's dropped down.
Looking at it from that angle again. Florimo's the on-field captain now. Taylor still off. Bell. 38 away. 12 all. 22 minutes to go. Moran. There they go again down the line. Tuki. Shivotsky's in trouble. Simon. Pay. Trindle and Morrison stopping any promotion. Dimmock. Then Smith. Smith dummied inside, went outside for carry. 5 tackles gone. Simon will kick. High and across the park. Taken by Lovell. Throws it back in. And Michael Buettner has lost the ball.
Well, North Sydney just committing suicide here at the moment. But again, I stress that it's not reflected on the scoreboard. Lovell gets the ball back, and Michael Buettner, in his effort to pick it up, he just took his eyes off it at the last moment, and it too was propelled towards the far try line.
So, here's Parramatta surging towards the Bears line. Moran, Tuki, almost being pushed on by the crowd. Smith, Dimmock, 12 metres out. Weston, full tank of petrol, 3 metres off it. Moran, Smith, beautiful little pass, Simon. Smith goes left, wants it again. There he is, rolls it in, pays after it. The Bears have got it through Aiken. Well, if they can weather this, they can weather anything, the Bears. They've been down there for an eternity. Trindle. 34-23.
Well, Ray, I've got to say, I don't think I've seen a better defensive effort in any match this year. Another big tackle on Florimo. He's straight up and plays the football. But that last 10 minutes from North Sydney, I think any other side would have cracked.
They've lost their front rower, the Bears. Trindle being escorted off. Penner, who brought them level, the Eels. A runaway try. Lovell, that's the 40-metre line, Parra's end of the ground. Look at the tackles they've been asked to make, the Bears. Halfway line, Jeff said shoulder high. Simon, Dimmick. Now Carriage, hand off. Play by Penn. Simon. Kick going straight to Dallas. Been put under pressure. McCracken back. Aiken. Butner. 35 out from their own line. They haven't had the latitude of this sort of territory for 10 minutes. Suddenly they can breathe easy. They're into Eels territory with the football. Reba. Still no Jason Taylor. This is Carriage. I think the problem with Jason is they can't stop the bleeding from the nose, and to put him back would probably see him sent to the blood bin again. Shivolsky. Taylor on the bench, trying to stem the bleeding.
Right, the one thing the Parramatta must be careful of is not getting frustrated. The fact that they haven't been able to break the line, they've got to be patient, they've got to have faith in their ability that it will come. It would be easy to fall into forcing passes and taking unnecessary risks as Jared McCracken lines up, taken well low by Billy Moore with the assistance of Petherbridge.
Shivolsky, you would have seen a shot of him clutching at the ribs. Bell is flying down the field. Oh! Raked over the line by Aiken. Jason Bell was flying down the ground.
But Jason Bell's been great tonight. He spent a little bit of time in President's Cup the last few weeks. He's made every post a winner tonight. Ben Aiken, he probably had too much time for his liking. Didn't get underneath the football. He was able to bat it across. He didn't panic. Kept his cool. The pressure again continues with 17 minutes to go.
It has been all Parramatta. McCracken. Lation got him up the top. Careless. 28 metres out on the second. Dean Pay on 3 to the 20. Moore. Smith on 4. Kelly. Here's 5. Simon, the shot. Charged down. Lost by North. 6 more for Parramatta. Shivolsky. 15 out. That's a 0. Simon.
They've still got numbers to the left, Ray, if they can get it there quickly.
To the left. Smith. And that is Bell. 2 metres from the line. Smith himself is scored! Jason Smith has put it over the line. Nobody deserves it more. He's been brave, he's been gallant, and he's been absolutely professional.
He's been inspirational, that's for sure. And what a shame for North Sydney that it comes in such a simple fashion, but they had to crack. Johnny Simon, he was prepared to take the 1 point. They did very well, North Sydney, to get through and charge it down. Unfortunately, they lost possession, and Jason Smith, he throws the dummy. Greg Florimo is concerned with Stuart Kelly, and they were too close to the line for the inside men to be able to cover. Willie Lation a little bit slow in coming across.
This team, North Sydney, have been asked to withstand enormous pressure. I mean, it was just the best defensive effort you could ever wish to see. I was about to ask Wally a question. Jason Smith, where do you rate him?
Well, he's one of the guys that you probably have to put in any side. I don't think he's been fairly rated by a lot of the guys because he can play in just about any position. But he is moulding and still doing it at such a great age into one of the most classic handlers of the football since Arthur beats him. Big shoes to fill, but he's getting there pretty quick.
5 in. Shavovsky gets this little bit of a rock and roll going before he comes in to hit it. He's got it coming around. It's there! Magnificent kick. Parramatta by 6. The Eels leading by 6. Nine viewers, network viewers, back with us midway through the tackle count for Parramatta. They are leading 18-12. The captain is still in trouble for the Bears. You wouldn't have wanted to take big odds, Parramatta. At 12-0, nothing was going for them.
Well, Ray, the remarkable aspect is that we had a game earlier today where St George led by the same score, 12-0, and got beaten. Canterbury came over the top of them. And he said that we haven't heard the Para fans carry on like this for a long time. Parramatta have not won a finals match since 1986. Yeah, they did win the premiership, but have not been successful in 12 years.
Here's Adam Muir, an offload. And the Bears spreading it quickly. Petherbridge is on. 30-metre line. Reba was pulled down late. I would have thought a penalty where the ball landed. Reba mouths off at the touch judge. Let's see how late it was. There's the kick. No doubt.
Yep.
No doubt. It should have been a Bears penalty.
Mark Reba had every right to say something to the touch judge because he was standing next to him.
Taylor. Play. I don't think there's been as many things to watch and to cover in a game that there has been in this one. A busy night for everybody. As the Bears come away from their own in goal, familiar territory, and Eichen opens them up. Eichen dragging Simon along. 40-metre run by Ben Eichen. Morrison. Halfway line in front of the emblem. Lation, Dimmick and Tukey.
Jason Taylor back on, marshalling his troops. He realises that things are starting to work for them. They're starting to get a bit of ball and getting down this end of the field. He wants to get close enough to be able to exert some pressure on the last tackle.
Taylor's back. Petherbridge. 25 metres away from the Eels line. Morrison, Taylor, the kick is not good from the captain. Brett Dallas did well. Floromo's going down the right flank, puts a kick in, wants the bounce has not favoured him.
Well, I'm just wondering also whether Brett Dallas should have got a penalty. Oh no, he was tackled on the way down. A little chip from Greg Floromo. Shavovsky came across, he couldn't get there on the full. Desperation stuff.
8.5 to go.
And if they get to the other end of the field, John Simon's got to put the one-pointer over.
Careless. Soden is down, injured for the Bears. Halfway line. Down the blind. Smith with a little kick. Taylor's on his own. The kick ahead by Kelly. Aiken's there. And it's gone over the dead ball line again.
Well, Mark Soden tries to come in and take Nathan Kalis, gets his head in the wrong position. He's now being carried off after that incident. And Jason Smith finds a little bit of space in behind the line. Stuart Kelly flies through, gets it on the boot. Benny Aiken, as he's done so often tonight, saves the day once again. But I would think that Parramatta, they can get this ball down in 2 or 3 rucks, maybe 4, should take the early field goal.
Mark Soden, the legacy of trying to tackle Nathan Kalis off the park. Now Simon directing. Toki's lost it on the first. All Simon wanted was 3 tackles possibly. Lation. Tremendous tackle by Toki. Raper.
Well, the big fella, he made the mistake, and hasn't he made up for it?
Smith, taken down by Larson.
Yeah, Simon's pointing them centre field. He wants them to work a couple there.
Jason Bell. Raper. Kalis. They're not varying. They're going straight down the middle. Working.
Now,
For this. There it goes. The shot's on its way. The arm's going up. It's a goal for Parramatta. 19-12.
well, they worked it well. You've got to think that North Sydney knew it was coming, but I just don't think they've got enough petrol in the tank to get through and to put the necessary pressure on. John Simon, one of the best field goal exponents in the game. He can kick them right-footed. He kicked one left-footed last week against St George. And I think that's enough. I just don't think that North Sydney can raise another effort in the final 7 minutes. They'll give it their best, but the legs have got to be very, very heavy at the moment.
Well, you've only got to look at the statistics of the second half. Their legs are tired. Here's Dean Pay charging up the middle again. The game played at a frenetic pace. Simon. Raper. Smith. What a game. Kelly. 21 metres away on the Cronin side of the ground. Smith again. Raper brings it back open. Simon pushes on. Demick is with it. Does a little pirouette and falls over. 20 out on 5. And again, is it? Yes, he does it off the left foot. It's over, I think. No, it's just wide. Certainly over, but wide.
Yeah, over the dead ball line.
I didn't think he had that kick in his equipment, but he has. Well, Wally, you would swear blind it was a sudden death replay.
They're doing it extremely well. I've got to applaud him for making the decision, because I think if it had gone through the post, the amount of confidence it would have drained out of the Bears' tanks immediately as another mistake comes up. Pretty good work. Jim Dimmick putting some pressure on the tackle to force another mistake.
Moran to play it now. Parramatta back on the attack. Something that's not foreign to them in the second half. The scales have swung dramatically. Kalis is over. Ben Aiken fell over in front of him and Nathan Kalis scores. Parramatta is bound for ANZ Stadium next weekend.
And they'll head north in very confident fashion. They've given North Sydney, one of the form sides of the competition, a 12-point start. And they've come out in the second half and just put everything on the line. Nathan Kalis got outside Gary Larson. Slippery conditions out there, nothing against Ben Aiken. He's had a super game tonight. But this young kid has come on this season to develop as one of the real finds. He's mobile, he's tall, he's strong, he's got a great physique for a front rower, and he's got the athleticism to be a very, very mobile person in the front six.
I'll tell you, one of the impressive points about the Parramatta side, Peter, is we're giving raps to Jim Dimmick and Jason Smith all the time about their ability to offload. You've got to throw McCracken in there, and then the big fella can come on, and he uses up skills like this in the game. He really does push their credit, being a genuine contender for this year's flag all the way to the top. Boy, what a comeback.
Oh, that's the face of the future. Nathan Kalis. Nathan Hindmarsh suspended, couldn't play. They've got a lot of youth coming through. And they have got a victory over Brisbane under their belt. One of the rare things that Parramatta's got that the others haven't in the rundown to the big one. They're going to meet him again. 12 out from Lovell, gets it. Shakety, but he got it. 25-12. Steve Roach.
Oh, how good is this to see? Young Nathan Kalis, one pass off the ruck. He throws the dummy on the outside. Look where the ball is. Puts it in the left hand, fends off. And there's a number of players there backing up. He doesn't need them. And he is a very good young player, this kid.
What's it been like on the sideline, Steve? I mean, I haven't had a moment's rest. It's been sheer excitement.
Yeah, it's been exciting. Can I describe Parramatta's performance in the second half in one word? Brutal.
Yes. Smells good, eh, Roachy?
Yeah!
There goes the roar from the Tiger. Don't make me laugh. I'm trying to be serious. Dimmick.
And what odds about the same scoreline in the two matches that they've played this year, both on this ground, both at night? Because 25-12, that's how it finished. The only other contest between the clubs this season.
Dean Pay, the captain. He's taking the bandages off. Jason Smith. He lives on. Will he be the McDonald's $1,000 man of the match? Great supporters right through the year, McDonald's. And they're still with us through the finals. The Sports Tab finals. And it continues tomorrow from Melbourne. Brad Fittler goes south of the border and we'll bring you the pictures. Morrison. Don't know who'll bring you the voice, but we'll bring you the pictures. Morrison. Florimo. Taylor. Back and away for more. Flopped out for Roy. Weston's there. Seconds remaining. Florimo. I thought he brought it on himself. Jason Smith is hurt. It was only a slap. Sure, it was unintentional.
Yep.
It was Scotty Petheridge. McCracken was not obliged to move. Petheridge hung an arm out. Smith got a slap over the face.
Okay, I'm not going to go any further. It'll be a penalty. All right. Now, just you two. You seem to have a little thing going. You had a high hit on him about 5 minutes ago before you went off. I suggest you get your tackles down for me, all right? Thank you. And guys.
So we go through the motions of the last 20 seconds with something similar to what we've seen for the last 39 minutes. In fact, the tide started to come back the other way about 15 minutes from half-time. It was a flood for North Sydney. It was a famine for Parramatta. Now they look to enlarge it. Cleaned up by Nigel Roy. That'll be the last play of the day. It is over. Parramatta goes to Brisbane.